I keep having this dream where I wake up in the middle of the woods outside of a blue house at night. The only light in sight hangs over the back door, and it dimly lights the exterior of the house, just enough for it to be visible. There are shadows on the outside of the house, but they're blocked with red curtains. The sound of the wind whips through the trees behind me, until 3 nights ago, I was never able to enter the house. The door was open that time, and I decided to. Inside is a massive white room with a ceiling at least double my height. I'm 6 foot for perspective. It's full of boxes and an odd lack of windows that are only visible outside. The floor is slightly reflective and shines back the bright lights hanging from the ceiling. The only other distinguishable object in the room is a sink that is constantly running in the corner, loudly splashing as it drains. Turning around presents me with not the exit, but another room of similar design. And this seems to repeat almost endlessly, the sink running a bit slower in each, the lights getting a bit less unbearable, and the boxes moving slightly until I find the exit to the woods. Walking into them has always woken me up. Last night, things changed. I started hearing things almost undetectable without complete silence. I started seeing figures dart around in the growing shadows. The water in the sinks had completely stopped running at this point, and the lights had dimmed. It's given way to other noises, other sights in these rooms. I found a piece of cardboard from one of the boxes with writing on it, laying in a dark corner of the room leading to the woods. It read, "I called to you, but you couldn't hear me. I stalked you, but you couldn't see me. Now you can hear us, and I can hear you. Now you can see us, and I can see you. You had one last chance to forget this place, and like many before you, your mind's curiosity in sleep has brought you back. A subconscious trap. The next time you sleep, I will consume you, and you will join us in the walls." I looked up upon finishing, and was watching me read in the opposite corner, diminishing the light between us, its body twisted around itself in ways I can't explain, its massive figure hunched over in the corner of the room, bent in half by the ceiling. It opened its maw, and I saw faces. So many faces. For the first time since this started happening, I woke up without entering the woods. I've been awake for days now, but I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to last. I can't get this place out of my head, and I'm afraid if I do sleep, I'll see it again. What if you see it, too? It wasn't pride that forced my hand, no. She had enough of that to sustain us both. It was the exhaustion, and the years of asymmetrical treatment which I suffered in disregard, and the hours of praise others offered which were hers alone to wallow in. I endured in a silent resentment that peeled away at me. With every compliment, like an acute comparative criticism, a piece of me was stripped clear until only my core was left naked, vulnerable. A broken copy that could no longer withstand. I put on her clothing when she was gone, and where it should look alike, every fold of cloth wrapping around me with the same elegance as it did her, it looked unnatural. I styled my hair as she did, yet it looked silly and adolescent. I behaved like her, but was labeled as ridiculous. To say identical would be to lie. the endless pursuit followed by the realization that I would never possess her grandeur, her delicacy, especially her style, was what agonized me the most. It became my ultimate undoing. At a point, I shattered all but one. Every mirror, every shell of glass in the house I could find until I was released from the torment of my reflection. An errant reminder of her perfection and the company of which I was diminished. No matter the measure of capabilities I possessed, which had somehow escaped her where beauty had not. And I am merely a shadow of the latter, nature's inferior secondary attempt at physical supremacy. She is the pretty one. With that bitter sentiment, I will always have to admit that, no matter how distasteful I find the truth, it stands as the catalyst that drove me to this deferred enlightenment. What made the decision even more difficult was the recognition that she loved me. She loved me unconditionally, even when I was cruel to her and her superiority. She never withheld her affection as I did. What used to stand as alleviation of my anxiety had long since vanished, an old amenity representing a cornerstone on which I could always lean. Now nothing more than an apparition of comfort. I can recall a time when the love and support she offered eased the pain. Yet, it no longer assuaged me. It only made it hurt more. It only made her more beautiful. I fought it, but in the end, I let the urges persuade me. Now I've put down the knife, handed her the mirror, and I watched in delight. Possibly the first time I've felt true joy. Always a blemish in her presence. Now I observe her once flawless expression twisting into horror at the sight of herself. Now perhaps I'm the pretty one. Thanks for taking this opportunity to watch my dogs. They need it. Number 1. We only have 2 dogs, a golden retriever and a husky. If you see anything else, shoot it, and distract yourself with the TV. Ignore the corpse for about 5 minutes, and it'll go away. Number 2. An AR-15 chambered in .556 with 2 extra magazines with 30 rounds per mag, and a gas mask will be supplied in the safe next to the living room couch. If anything else is there, lock the safe and play with the dogs. You will start to hear things. Ignore them. Focus on the dogs. Number 3. If the dogs start whimpering from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m., let them sit next to you. They get scared of the dark. Number 4. When the dogs paw at the back door, sweep the backyard. Make sure no items or critters have gotten back there. If there is anything, take the dogs to their box in the basement. Number 5. If either dogs stare into your eyes, lock yourself in the guest bedroom. They're fake. When the barking stops, you are safe to leave. Number 6. Keep the gun in the safe when you aren't using it. If it's not in the safe, grab a blunt or sharp weapon. You'll need it for the next hour and a half. Number 7. If you see me, shoot it. I will call you when I'm home. Number 8. If either of the dogs lie on the floor and start panting, run to the bathroom with the gun and gas mask, then lock the door. When the scratching stops, open the door and shoot it. Number 9. Feed the dogs, 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 feed the dogs. Number 10. Refer to rule number 9. If you forget, call me. Don't be loud. If they hear you, say, Ede canis tibi opus es. Number 11. If you hear the dogs walking around upstairs, lock the stairwell door and put on your gas mask. Don't give in to the temptations to open the door. Put on the provided headphones and listen to music. If the temptations don't go away within 15 minutes, then call me. I'll walk you through what to do. Number 12. When going to sleep, lock the dogs in their room and lock every door leading to the outside, then yours. If you hear crying, ignore it. If you lock the doors, it can't get you or the dogs. Number 13. When I get home, it will be 11:30 p.m. on Monday. I'll hand you $50 in $10 bills. Be ready. Number 14. Microwavable meals will be available in the fridge and cabinet to feed you for the week. You can also order food. Drinks are also in the fridge. Number 15. At 12:30 p.m., there will be music coming from the basement. Just keep eating your lunch. If that doesn't work, take some Tylenol. Thank you for taking this opportunity. It is much appreciated. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Perhaps click the bell for notifications, and remember, hell is empty, and the devils are here.